Hi guys, welcome back to another video. This is the last video of the commentary series on the First Exoracer World Cup. Meaning in this video, if you watch right through to the end, you're going to find out which team is the best country in Exoracer. Again, thanks to God for doing this commentary with me. He's taken out a bunch of his time to do all of these with me, and I really appreciate that. So, with that being said, let's get straight into the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be in the video. We're going to start
Like,
with that, I think.
oh,
And now the video won't have a cringy intro for sure. Because saying yeah at the start, very cool. Welcome back everyone. Uh, this is the final commentary video and I guess update video on the World Cup. We'll be going through the semi-finals, third place playoff, and the grand finals themselves. And we've also got the players who achieved the most world records during this competition. I mean, you already heard him, but God is here again.
hello again, guys.
And yeah, so this is our first take again, and we'll get right into it. So I think we start with this at the end of the last video, but this is what the bracket looked like. So the semi-finals we have are USA Finland and UK Netherlands. I think we said it in the last video, but I mean we can say it again, and I guess that's the Finland are sort of very much underdogs to get this far into the competition. I think the rest of those teams potentially predictably getting this far, but Finland, incredible performance from them. But moving on to the result of that game, unfortunately, a little bit of a one-sided story here. So
Full sweep.
yeah, exactly, full sweep. USA 1-2-3-4. I think Finland had gotten pretty lucky with the teams they were playing against up to this point in the competition. They would have lost to both USA and Canada in the quarterfinals on the same map that they were playing. But I feel like they still had some good performances here, even though they did come the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Massa and Troingol, I believe, both setting pretty good times anyway. And they were playing against a very strong USA team. I don't think there's much they could have really done. It just wasn't meant to be for them, I don't think. But of course, that means that USA made it to the finals, where they will play against the winners of the other semi-final, which was Netherlands versus the UK. Which was a much tighter affair here. The UK won 17-19. So they only just edged this one out. But I think it was more a matter of the UK being ahead and knowing they were ahead in this one, which is why the score seems so tight. But still, Netherlands could have won this game pretty easily. I think it wouldn't have been that much of a surprise to see the Netherlands win this, I think.
This could have been the final
Yeah, these
matchup.
two teams were both really good. And I mean, I think the way in which the UK have only narrowly beat out some of the teams on their way to reach the final just shows that really, if a map favors a team, and it really does come down to luck in that regard, then that team's just going to have a better chance at going through on that round. And so I think certainly thinking about teams like Canada, who went out in the quarterfinals, Bulgaria went out in the quarterfinals, Australia as well. Like all of these teams, had the maps been different, like to suit the individual players' skill sets a bit better, I definitely think we could have seen a completely different lineup of teams in these rounds. Um, but of course, this means that the UK moved on to the final against the USA. Um, so UK and USA, top two teams in the world, really, possibly, arguably, in fact, the two best countries at Exoracer. Um, but then I think we should look into we'll look at the third place playoff of Finland's and Netherlands. Um, to bronze medal match, which team came out on top, and again, Netherlands putting up a really great performance here. Um,
Was this surprising?
I think this was expected. Um, Finland was sort of underdogs coming into this. But that being said, I believe it was the case that Mata may have actually got the world record on this map for Finland. Um, so getting first place on the map um, made this score a little bit less one-sided, perhaps, than the score we saw in the previous game against the USA. But still, I think it was quite a clear winner here. Netherlands just had more depth. Um, and whilst Triangle was setting some pretty good times for Finland, uh, it just wasn't really quite enough for them. I think Triangle might have beat one of the Netherlands players in this match as well. Um, so yeah, I feel like out of all the teams, Finland definitely had one of the most active teams, and I think when it came down to it, they got a few lucky games, and that's all you really need. A few lucky games, you get one good run. That's all you need. If you get one insanely good run, um, that's gonna be giving your team like the best chance possible and can make the difference. Um, it doesn't necessarily uh, show overall skill as much as how much they're willing to grind for the that really good time that they need. Um, but yeah, this I think this was probably quite expected for this matchup. Um, Meaning Juan led his Netherlands team to the third place position, um, which I think they'll be pretty pleased with. I'm sure they would have wanted to win, but looking at the teams that they have beaten, I reckon they'll be quite happy with third.
Even to get to the semis is a good achievement for any
Oh,
team.
100%. Finland will be over the moon, I think, with this result. Even though unfortunately they did lose their last two games, they've still come top four. Which, as I was mentioning countries earlier, that means they beat Canada, Australia, Sweden, and I think they'll just be pretty happy with those results. Which I think what everyone will be waiting for is the results of the grand finals, which gives us the best team, best country in Exoracer in the whole world, and that is the UK. This is gonna look so scripted now, but it was quite one sided this final. UK got out to a really strong start and set a lot of good times. Um, sort of, I think countering the times the US put in on their first evening on the map. So when the US woke up, all of their times which they'd set had been uh, beaten by the UK. and I think they lost motivation really at that point. Um, this scoreline does not necessarily truly reflect, I think, the levels of ability of the two teams. Um, but
Should have been a lot closer.
yeah, definitely. Um, I think it's worth noting here that um, both Theon and the Nameless beat all of the UK and US players here. And they weren't really grinding the map or anything. They were just playing it for fun. So I think this was one of those sorts of games where, you know, a country just lost motivation. It couldn't see any way of coming back and resigned to their fate a bit. And that being said, they still came second, the USA. You know, they built a lot of good teams to get to this position. And although I'm pretty sure they'll be disappointed that it's a silver medal rather than a gold medal they leave this competition with, at the end of the day, I think they'll be quite happy. I think they'll be quite happy with how this competition went for them.
They can only come back stronger next time.
Exactly. They've got a really large player base in the USA, which honestly just will mean that next time this comes around again, they're going to have more, possibly better players as well to choose from. Not to say that players weren't great, but I do think that that's going to make a big difference for them. So yeah, that means that the UK team, which included Rocket as the captain, Sip, Block, Ink, and Green Arrow, are the world champions, cementing themselves in history as the first world champions as well. And I mean, I'm pretty sure they'll be over the moon about it. I think we have to note as well that Sip massively carried the UK here. I think he got first place on the UK team on every map they played. And I mean, it's that kind of performance where a player's going to put in, just work the extra, go the extra mile, that made the difference. In all of those games with the UK only just managed to edge out those other teams, especially against the Netherlands. Sip really did make the difference, and I think if we look at the next page, that's why he's up here with his one world record. But yeah, I think that's something which really a lot of teams would like to have, a player like Sip. Here are the world records of the maps. I think it's worth noting that Zap managed to get world record on every map that he competed on. And then the rest of these, except for one of Theon's, were also players competing on that map. In fact, Theon's second world record was on the grand finals map. So, of course, it's Zap, the Swedish player, knocked out in the quarterfinals. Really an impressive performance overall. I think between him and Sip, and of course Theon as well, those three players you're really looking at as the star players.
MVPs.
Yeah, the star players of this tournament. Personally, I've got to give my star player of the tournament to Zap. Just sorry, it's Zap. Should clarify. Managing to get world record on every map you play is truly quite a remarkable feat, and honestly, with a slightly deeper squad, I would imagine he would have continued on in the tournament and managed to get world records on every map that he played, up to and including the final.
Undefeated Zap.
Yeah, I think going out is the only thing that limited him, and for his performance across the tournament that he did play in, I think he's undoubtedly the best player in this tournament. Um, who would you go for your star player of the tournament?
But it probably has to be at Zap.
Yeah,
Everyone did put a lot of time and effort into all the maps, so we can't forget everyone else as well.
yeah, no, I'm definitely. Um, these other players as well. So GB, Dilwell, both USA players. Which, again, given those world records on that team are split across two players, it shows you that they have a lot of depth in their team, and I think that that's something which, in the future, will continue to develop. Um, and who knows? Maybe next year we're just going to see an entire board of American world records, um, all from different sorts of players, and I think that's quite exciting for them.
The talent's gonna be way up there next time this happens.
Yeah, I
It's gonna be really close.
I can already tell, especially with uh, the new sort of the floating zone mechanic. I just think there's going to be so much more room for optimizing times, but also so much more skill on show that these times will actually manage to be optimized. Um, so yeah, let's move on to the final standings, and here they are. So 16 to 9 we already announced, but we'll go through them again quickly. So 16th Slovenia, 15th Norway, 14th Germany, 13th Czech Republic, 12th Turkey, 11th Spain, 10th New Zealand, 9th Greece. We've already gone through all of those, but I think as we mentioned before, sort of New Zealand and Greece, particularly high high achievers down there, that you know only just didn't make it. Um, and then if we go into the eighth to first, um, the teams from eighth to fifth were ranked according to the teams that they lost to in the top four, meaning Bulgaria came eighth, Australia came seventh, Canada came sixth, Sweden without a full team. I feel like it's worth mentioning as well. Managed to come fifth. Then Finland, the underdogs, came fourth, and the top three: Netherlands, USA, and UK. Big congrats to all of the teams that they all did, especially the ones we mentioned today, did incredibly well, and put in a lot of effort, I think, to this tournament, which I can personally say I'm very grateful for. It was a great tournament to host, and I look forward to doing it again in the future with all of the new players that will suddenly be a part of the community. And yeah, I hope everyone else who played this tournament enjoyed it as well.
It will be interesting. Players that have played now, some of them might retire, and we'll have new players step up.
Exactly, it's going to be very interesting to see the next wave, I would say, of players and what they can achieve. Um, who knows, the final rankings next year might look completely different. Um, I I have to say, I am looking forward to it. I think some of these countries who struggled entirely because of player numbers, maybe next time this happens, they'll have more players, and that won't be an issue anymore. And I'm certainly looking forward to that. I think that's going to be a um, something that's really boosts the quality of the tournament. Um, so so yeah, I'm very much looking forward to the next tournament. That being said, the next World Cup probably won't be for a while. I haven't actually decided upon this fully yet. Um, but yeah, until the next time I do this, these are the rankings of countries across the globe. Um, yeah, um, and I mean, I think that's kind of it, really. Um, Again, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who played in this tournament. Um, it really was a great tournament to run, um, and I hope everyone enjoyed it.
And thanks for the people that are still watching up to this point
Yeah,
and watch the other videos.
yeah. If you watched all of the videos and you've watched to this point in this video, um,
Leave a comment.
yeah. What's
So
your
you
comment?
made it.
Yeah, tell us that you made it. Um, and thank you very much for watching the videos. If you have, there will be a couple more coming out, I think. Not necessarily commentary style, but some more content around the World Cup. Just before I finalize wrapping it all up. Uh, but yeah, I think that's it then. I'll head over to doing an outro, I guess. Hi guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you've watched all of these videos, in fact, however much support you've managed to give me throughout this series, it's just been really fun to make this competition, and I was really glad that I did do it. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more tournaments in the future, maybe just leave a comment telling me what kind of tournaments you want to see. I have got a few ideas already in my head, but it would always be great to see what you guys want. And like the video, subscribe. With all that being said, until the next video, keep racing.